My greetings to all the viewers of this video class. This is the 6th session for 5th semester biotechnology students for immunology paper. In this session, we are going to discuss the secondary lymphoid organs, which are a major part of the cells and organs involved in the immune system. I am Dr. G. Hema, working as Faculty of Biotechnology in Maharani Science College for Women, Bengaluru. To refresh our knowledge about what we have learnt and discussed in immunology till now, we had learnt about the primary lymphoid organs, namely bone marrow and thymus, in the previous session. We also discussed what is the process of maturation of B and T cells, the internal structure of the primary lymphoid organs, and also the functions of different types of cells in the primary lymphoid organs. So, in this session, we are going to learn in detail about the secondary lymphoid organs. I hope the students can remember that all the organs involved in the immune system are basically categorized into primary lymphoid organs, which are the bone marrow and thymus, and secondary lymphoid organs, namely spleen, lymph nodes, and the lymphatic tissues. The major function of the primary lymphoid organs is generation and maturation of the lymphocytes, especially the B cells and the T cells. B cells in the bone marrow and T cells in the thymus. Now, let us look at what are the functions of the secondary lymphoid organs. This is how the different organs of the immune system are placed in the human body. The spleen in the upper left abdominal cavity, then the lymph nodes at the junctions of lymphatic vessels in different parts of the body, particularly where the lymph nodes reach the central body from the limbs, and also the tissue lymphatic systems. The major function of the secondary lymphoid organs is to provide an environment for the lymphocytes, both the B cells and the T cells, to interact with each other as well as to interact with the antigens. These antigens may be soluble antigens or those that are bound to the membranes of pathogens. Another major function is the secondary lymphoid organs disseminate the immune response. That is, they are the centers which provide a means of dispersing the antibodies or T cells generated after antigenic stimulation in the immune system. The mature lymphocytes, maybe the B cells or the T cells, once they gain entry into the circulatory system, they keep circulating through the body, through the blood as well as the lymph, and it is in these secondary lymphoid organs that they get an opportunity to undergo interaction with the different antigens that enter the body from various locations in the body, maybe through the air inhaled or food intake or fluid intake or through insect bites or any other means. So whatever be the mode and location of entry of these pathogens and antigens into the body, it is in the secondary lymphoid organs that the lymphocytes, both the B cells and T cells, get to meet with those antigens. The secondary lymphoid organs are again grouped into systemic organs and mucosal system. Systemic organs are those which are encapsulated and specialized. These include the spleen and the lymph node, whereas the mucosal system is a more diffuse system, and this is formed by the mucosa associated lymphatic system. Now coming to the details of spleen and its functioning. Spleen is located in the upper left abdominal cavity. Spleen is important in responding to blood-borne antigens, that is, antigens that are circulating in the blood, and the spleen is capable of responding to systemic infections. The spleen is a ovoid organ surrounded by a collagenous capsule. The collagenous capsule extends into the interior of the spleen in the form of trabeculae, which divide the spleen into lobules. Each lobule again contains red pulp in the peripheral region and white pulp in the central region. Spleen is devoid of any lymphatic vessels. Instead, it is supplied by the splenic artery and the vein. The red pulp or the outermost region of the spleen contains sinusoids which are filled with macrophages and RBC. This is the site in the mammalian body where aged and damaged red blood cells are destroyed. That is why this region appears reddish in color. The white pulp surrounds the splenic artery and forms the periarteriolar lymphatic sheath, abbreviated as PALS. This region contains T lymphocytes in large numbers. The red pulp and white pulp are separated by a diffuse marginal zone. The periarteriolar lymphatic sheath is connected with follicles, primary follicles, and also it may contain secondary follicles after antigenic stimulation. So the spleen acts like a filtering organ for the blood. So all the blood that flows through the spleen gets emptied into the diffuse marginal zone, and the antigens get trapped in this diffuse marginal zone by phagocytic cells like macrophages and dendritic cells present in large numbers in this diffuse marginal zone. So as these antigens get trapped in this phagocytic cells, they are presented to the T cells that are present in the periarteriolar region. So these T cells then get stimulated and release cytokines, which in turn lead to stimulation of B cells in the red pulp region as well as those associated with the lymphatic sheath. Once such antigenic stimulation is received by the B cells, they undergo rapid proliferation. At this point of time, the primary follicles develop into secondary follicles and contain germinal centers. The germinal centers are the locations where rapid proliferation of B cells is taking place. Now, once these B cells are stimulated, they give rise to plasma B cells, and plasma B cells start secreting antibodies in large numbers. Millions of antibody molecules are secreted by these plasma cells, which are then disseminated to the entire body through the circulatory system. Now, coming to lymph nodes. Lymph nodes are specialized in trapping antigens that are carried and circulated by the lymph. Lymph is the fluid tissue that is drained from all the tissues of the body. As such, lymph is bound to contain all those antigens that are present in the body. Now, this lymph drained from the tissue spaces enters the lymphatic vessels, and the lymphatic vessels at their junctions possess the lymph nodes. Each lymph node is an encapsulated bean-shaped structure and is packed with lymphocytes, macrophages and dendritic cells. The lymph nodes are divided into outer cortex region and inner medullary region, and in between these two there is a paracortical region also. The lymph nodes are packed with lymphocytes, macrophages and dendritic cells. As the lymph percolates through these lymph nodes, particulate antigens get trapped by the phagocytic cells that are present in the cortical region, and these are then presented to T helper cells in the paracortical region. Those T helper cells that get such antigenic stimulation secrete cytokines, causing stimulation of B cells and other cells of the immune system to proliferate. Such rapidly proliferating B cells are seen in the medullary region of the lymph node. They secrete millions of antibodies, which are then released into the circulatory system. The other part of the secondary lymphoid organs is formed by mucosa associated lymphatic tissues. I hope the students can recall that The entire organ system, starting from the digestive tract, alimentary canal, the gut region, nasal cavities, the bronchial region, lungs, the genitourinary tract, all these are lined by the mucous membranes. This vast surface area of the mucous membranes is highly vulnerable for entry of pathogens. So, these tissues, the mucosa associated lymphatic tissues, prevent or fight infections at the entry point itself by providing certain defense mechanisms. The mucosa associated lymphoid tissues are shortly abbreviated as MALT. There are different types of MALT tissues which are named based on the type of organ system they are associated with. For example, the gut associated lymphatic tissue is called as GALT and the cutaneum associated lymphatic tissue is called as CALT. Other components of this mucosa associated lymphatic tissues are found by tonsils, pairs, patches in the intestine and also the bronchial lining. These membranes are lined below their surface with a layer of epithelial cells, intraepithelial lymphocytes, which enter the antigens and initiate an immune response. There are also certain types of specialized cells called as M cells in these MALT tissues, which are very important in transporting and presenting those antigens to the lymphocytes. So this is about the different types of secondary lymphoid organs. Spleen is specialized in filtering bloodborne antigens, whereas lymph nodes are very important in filtering lymph-borne antigens. The mucosa associated lymph tissues are very important in preventing and defending against pathogens that try to enter through the mucosal surfaces. We also learned about the internal structure of the secondary lymphoid organs in this video session. These are some references which can help the students to understand more and more about the immune system. Thank you.